22nd, 1732 in Bridges Creek, Virginia, which was a British colony at the time. He died on December 14th, 1799 at Mount Vernon, Virginia. He was married in 1759 to Martha Dandridge Washington.
Washington had many ideas about the American Republic even before he was elected president. He was elected as the first president of the United States on April 30th, 1789. He served in this role until March 4th, 1797. He remains the only president to be elected by the totality of the Electoral College.
One main idea of Washington's was to have many different political parties. This can be seen in the fact that he never joined a political party. He really wanted to keep this faction out of politics. He felt that it would undermine the republic that he and the other founding fathers had worked so hard to achieve.
Many of his ideas about government policy still remain in use today. One of those is the cabinet-style government. This is where the president chooses many secretaries to carry out his orders and wishes. This can be seen as a way to take some pressure off the president and allow him time to focus on more pertinent executive functions.
Washington's first major piece of legislation was the Residence Act of 1790. This act set the location for the capital of the United States. Washington saw this as a very important function of the new government because no previous capital had existed. The site that was chosen through this act was Washington, D.C., along the banks of the Potomac River between Maryland and Virginia.
One of the most controversial pieces of legislation enacted by the president was the Militia Acts of 1792. These acts were drawn up to prevent public uprisings from occurring. They allowed the organization of the state militias and provided the president to take command of the state militias in times of imminent invasion or insurrection. These were the acts that were used to suppress the Whiskey Rebellion in 1794.
In many ways, Washington's presidency can be characterized by domestic policy. One facet of his presidency that is always forgotten is his foreign policy. The first major piece of legislation about foreign policy that was passed was Jay's Treaty of 1794. This treaty set out to settle outstanding differences between Great Britain and the United States after the American Revolution. These were things that had been left unresolved after America won its independence.
Washington seemed to take an isolationist stance from the moment he took office in 1789. His presidency was one that tried to shy away from foreign affairs. This was in stark contrast to his actions in 1781 when the Revolution was going on. He lobbied France for support to help the colonies defeat the British and win its independence. This can be attributed to Washington's command of the Continental Army during the Revolution. Washington had seen enough of war and sought any way to keep war away from the new nation.
Washington's greatest contribution to U.S. foreign policy came with his farewell address in 1796. Washington did not seek re-election in the 1796 election, even though the Constitution did not prevent it. In this speech, Washington warned about the danger of foreign alliances. He warned neither to favor one nation too highly over another, nor to ally with others in foreign wars. This set a precedent that characterized American foreign policy for the next 122 years, with the American involvement in World War I.
Washington's policies set many precedents that characterize American politics for well over 100 years. Whether one agrees with these policies or not, one cannot deny the contributions to this nation that was made by our first president, George Washington.